Hey!
Hello there, how are you doing? It's Holt here again with another video, this one mine. And my co-caster Tafster's here.
Hello!
Hello there. Well, I guess we'd crack on with it. So this game is one that I did today, and it's me as the Saracens versus the Byzantines. So let's take a quick moment while we're paused just to have a look at the tech tree we're going in with here.
Indeed.
So the reason I go for the Saracens is, I'll be honest, for their team bonus. The foot archers deal +2 attack against buildings. I find it's really, really useful to be able to break into palisades as if they don't exist. That's part of the reason I go for it. I also like them because of their market trade bonus, and the market cost is lower. This is because I tend to favour more all-in strategies. I really like being able to go pedal to the metal. I'm not a very good late game player, and I recognise that. So what I like to do is just throw a market down, balance my resources accordingly, and really aggressively trade for what I need at any given time. Which you know has its ups and its downs. Other things here. There's transport ship. We can ignore that. Galleys. We can ignore that too. And camels
You can't
plus
ignore
10.
the transport ships, man.
I mean, they are chonky, but they're not even as
They're
chonky as
chonky
the new
boys.
ones. They're not even as chonky as the new ones. Who is it? Is it the Burgundians or the Sicilians who have
Yeah,
like
that's one of them, yeah.
yeah transport ships that are just tanks? But we still have fairly chonky ones.
I exclusively build transport ships on Arabia.
Absolutely, 100%. You'd be an idiot not to. With twice the carry capacity, you're basically losing out.
Yeah, that's what I think.
It's like buy one get one free in many respects.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah, at least in feudal. Or dark, I suppose. The galleys attack fast as well, not relevant. Camels having +10 hit points is useful. I'll grant that is really, really good. That gives us, I think, some of the best camels in the game just out of the gates. I think other people have better camels for other reasons or have upgrades that benefit their camels, but just straight out the gates.
Especially at the minute where I think a lot of players are playing Franks.
It is helpful that if I want to go for a cavalry start, I can just be like, I raise your knights a bunch of camels, and they're just like,
Yeah.
oh.
And they'll melt.
They will melt. And then like camel monk is a particularly potent combo in that sort of situation. But that's not who we're up against. We're up against the Byzantines. Byzantines, their buildings have extra HP. Their counter units, so camel skirmishers, pikes, and halberdiers, cost 25% less. Really quite powerful. Fire ships are not on this. Not appearing in this map. Advancing to the Imperial Age does not happen in this map either. Spoilers. Town Watch free. That is actually very good. Town Watch is really, especially like to resist drushers, because like you can just see them coming a bit earlier. So that's really good. Monk's heal speed as well. I think that's an understated bonus. Monk's healing is good. Obviously the unique text going on there. You've got fire ships, not relevant, but cataphracts very good. Dealing with infantry in particular. I didn't look at the unique text for the Saracens either. The Saracens get Madrasa, which is I think considered one of the worst unique texts in the game. Just because you don't want your monks to die, and getting 33% of your gold back off a monk being dead is not much.
No, that is pretty trash, isn't it?
Yeah, especially as the cost of the research itself is, 200. I mean, it's fairly cheap, but you still need to have a lot of monks die to make it worthwhile. Like, at least 3 monks need to die just to get the gold back, let alone the 200 food you've spent on it. But zealotry, on the other hand, is nuts. An extra 20% camel hit points. We love it. Right, so we should get this game on pause. So on the count of 3, we'll unpause it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm at 3 seconds. So
1, 2, 3. There we are. So I'm at like 4 seconds now, whatever. Cool. Right. So I'm getting my houses down. See, two sheep in, two sheep out.
Oh right. He put his house quite far away. He didn't just drop 2 houses.
Oh, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, are you playing with all visible? Oh yeah. He did, didn't he? Yeah. Well, I suppose the only important bit is to get 1 house down. You don't necessarily have to get 2, I suppose. But
good luck, have fun. You're such a nerd.
Yeah. Oh, there we are. There's my sheep. Love it. Sheep are the best scouts. Although I'm really lucky at finding my sheep there. They all just happen to be clumped together on my front.
Oh, he's a nerd as well.
What, saying
you're
good luck?
nerd.
Good luck.
Nerd.
Have fun.
Yeah.
What, being courteous to your opponent?
That's just a bit too much, isn't it?
Bit too much. Is it a bit too much?
It is a bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me?
I'll bear that one in mind. Okay. Is it a bit too intimate for you?
I don't like how close you keep your sheep to your TC. That's just a sheep again waiting to happen.
In this game, I think it does happen. I think I potentially killed 2 sheep by accident, which is a shame. But you know, such is life. I tend to use shift click to make sure they go to the right people, but in this one I fuck up. I'm a second too late there, which is a shame.
Oh, mate.
But I just divvy them up. I'm just like, that's fine.
Lamb's on the menu tonight, boys.
Yeah, when life gives you lemons, make lamb.
Make lamb?
Yeah, we're going with that. I'm going with that. I'm sticking with that.
It's a saying now.
It's a saying now.
It's a saying now.
Yeah, 100%. It is an idiom. 100% idioms. Filthy idioms. Only here on OA.
OA.
OA! Okay, gonna grab my first elephant. So looking at the villagers, we're completely at the... I'm slightly ahead, but I wouldn't read too much into it. It's the whole of like 5 seconds. And then...
Uh-oh.
No, this turns out to be fine. There we are.
Oh, you lucky boy.
Lucky. I prefer talented, mate, but fine.
I don't.
Nice. So I've got my scout doing fuck all, which is great. I love to see it any day of the week. I'm also a little bit slow on getting this house down, which is really a bit frustrating. So after this villager, I have to click loom because I don't want to house myself by accident. So that is a touch frustrating, I will grant.
You don't necessarily need to.
It's time being wasted.
That house goes up straight away.
There's still like a couple of seconds missing, man. It's better to have the in order to maintain my feudal time, I need it to be like absolutely consistent. There needs to be no bumps on this golf course.
I feel like that's nitpicking in someone who killed 2 sheep.
All right, buddy. That's very passive aggressive.
You give me shit all the time about my gameplay. I'm not.
All right. You want to know what? Yeah, that's absolutely fine. But just because you make a mistake or two doesn't mean you shouldn't. Well, it's like what they say in Magic the Gathering, right? This is a relevant crossover, given that we're now on a Magic the Gathering channel. We should you should play correctly. And playing correctly.
Your map gen is terrible.
Oh yeah, I am. Like, look at how far forward my gold is. Like, good lord. It's so far forward.
You've got no forward words.
No forward word. Well, I mean, yeah. So I can't wall off. I really struggle to wall in this game. All of my resources are like my secondary gold is let's go to all visible. So like one of my other golds is like really far away from a turn center to the left, and the other one is really far to the right, next to a hill. I get really ruined on this map gen.
His is deep.
Well, he has his main gold and a stone is at the back, and like he has like loads of wood lines. He's fairly open. I'm not going to say he has it perfect, but he can protect his gold and his stone, and that's like really like very very big. Yeah, my scout's popping in. I actually, just as a point, I noticed, I think, during my scouting that he's on stone at some point.
Yeah. I think I remember you mentioned that, actually.
So I know that the tower rush is coming, and it's just as well. I respond in a nick of time, basically. So I actually want to see this happen, so I'm going to turn it on to all visible. So here I am, going up to 20... Okay, bit of idle time from me. That's not hot. It's never hot. No one wants to see that. But it's fine, I hit feudal. Okay, I was just literally like depositing in food for feudal, okay. And I get the barracks down on the front. I give up on that gold. I'm just like, that is so far away, I'm not even...
That is outrageous.
I mean, I in reality, I think I should have tried to incorporate it into the walls, but like, I know... I want to see like what he... Okay, he sent some villagers forward. I want to see what he can see. So he hasn't actually seen that my gold is this far forward. He's just going forward anyway because he's just like, why not? Because if I were in his position and I saw that my gold was that far forward, or my enemy's gold was that far forward, even I would tower rush, and I'm not even a tower rush player. Like, I'd just be like, I'm going to dump a tower on your gold and watch you weep. But say he throws the barracks up front, so let's see it all. And I build a wall right in front of where that barracks is.
Can you see that? No, you can't.
I start to be able to see it as the villager comes along to do it. And I see that it's happening in moments, literally moments. Yeah, I see he's on the stone now. This is when I see he's on the stone, and I'm like, shit. This is when I said in Discord, shit, he's tower rushing. Oh shit, he's forward, because I see the barracks immediately here. And then I pull another villager from my wood line and start tapping all of the foundations just a little bit, just to keep him out.
Yeah, nice.
Because I knew that if he had villagers forward, he's going to try and throw a few towers forward. At least this way, it forces him to blow a tower on the wall itself. Yeah, which you can see he's doing, and also on my hideously exposed gold. So
that gold, I'm gonna write a letter of complaint about that gold.
Yeah, judge. So I start throwing down archery range, which I think in hindsight this was a terrible move. But
I mean, Spearman's an interesting choice from him.
I am not a fan of that at all. But I think it's also like if you're tower rushing, scouts are the things you do to deal with it. So building spears is a good way to protect them.
But
I build an archery range, and I see that he's seen that I'm putting up an archery range because he attacks the villagers going for them. So he knows I'm building an archery range, which is why he then immediately builds an archery range for skirmishers, right? Because he's going into archers, and he's just like, okay, I'm going to immediately counter, which is a really good play from him. I don't like the fact that both of his spearmen are hitting different walls, but fine. I mean, it doesn't really matter. He's going to, spoiler alert, he's going to break in. So I build a stable here. I should have built a house somewhere because I like spend. Oh yeah, here we are. I've got houses building down here, but like. It's still like a cripplingly long amount of time to stay housed. And yeah, he's using his villagers to try and break in. I'm not sure I like that. I think he should have maybe kept his villagers in the watchtower and just shot it like that. But, yeah, that's just me, Right, let's skip back.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point, actually, yeah.
So here I am, I'm panicking. There's a lot of idols going around.
So much idol.
Yeah, so much idol. And pull back my scout, as you can see here. And you know, that's coming back, and I'm just like, okay. So he comes in with 3 skirms. So I've got 3 skirms as well, and a scout. So now it's time to be a micro nerd. So I'm just like, I need to take out those spearmen. So I like prioritize the spearmen, because if I can take out the spearmen, my scouts that are coming in can do a bit of damage. This is a really mess. The next 20 minutes are some of the messiest Age of Empires I've ever played in my life. Doesn't matter, won it anyway. Yeah, I've got like all these idle vills here, like just doing sweet FA next to the mill because the berries ran out. A garrison just to like take out some of his army. He doesn't respond like anywhere near quick enough here because like I take out like a skirm and a spear, 2 skirms and a spear. Like he starts building this tower and I'm just like, I need to bug out. I see the tower behind the wood line and that's when I'm just like, no, I must go. My people need me. And then
the score is still pretty close.
Yeah, it's fairly close. He's probably getting a lot of those scores. So what idle? He's on. I'm still ahead of him on villagers right now, but I have a huge idle time.
Only just, by seconds. But
given the shit I'm having to deal with, I think that's okay.
Just hard disagree, actually.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is that I forget to basically build any farms, and I end up in a position where my whole economy is being supported by like 4 villagers for a period of time, which is, especially as I'm trying to build scouts, terrible move. Terrible. I should have built like loads of farms, and like near the back, like just behind where that stable is. And I do eventually, but way too late. So I see him put this tower up, and I'm just like, no more! No more!
I'll call you Captain Runaway.
Captain Runaway? That's what they'll call you. I was like, fuck you! I just go in. Because I'm just like, he's using spearmen and skirmishers. They don't stand a chance.
Samaritans like they're Incas.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I've got loom. Loom's basically all you need, right?
Yeah.
And then I go in, I've lost like a couple of villagers here, but then I just attack the tower. I'm just like, the skirms aren't doing any damage, and I have a couple of scouts. Like, I'm just going to take him on here. And then I micro that villager a little bit, just to keep it going a little bit longer, just to like, delay some damage.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. While all this is happening, I'm starting to collect gold as well. That's going to be relevant later. That's going to be really relevant later on. I'm now 3 villagers behind, which is not hot. But I've protected 2 of my wood lines.
It's 2, really. It's pretty close.
Yeah. Cool. At this point, yeah, I'm just clearing up the skirms. Because I've just won a decisive fight, so it feels like the pressure's a bit off now. And then I'm just like, lads, I'm going in!
You're still throwing around your villagers like they're candy.
Yeah. Why not? There we are. I delay one of his towers. My villagers are all pretty low at this point, so I probably should have pulled a lot of them back, but I don't.
Save that tower from going up there. That's really quite
that is really good, especially because that would have covered like a lot of my town center, and so I managed to actually like get outside his base and actually start like, and he sends even more villagers forward, but he can afford to because he's like 7 villagers up at this point. Destroy one of the towers. Yeah. Like in his base, he's completely exposed. He's just like he's got his 3 villagers on stone, and that's how he's just trying to produce the towers, just to try and keep me down. And then I've got a couple of skirms. I've stopped building scouts at this point. That was, I think, an error.
Okay.
I think I should have kept building scouts just to stop that tower from going up, like just keep the pressure up.
Couple of seconds of idle time there, mate.
Unacceptable. My villagers have now gone down to 24. I am being beaten by 8.
You are in a bad way.
Yeah, I'm in a bad way. And like, I think, yeah, I realised that these 3 villagers need to get out of there pretty fast. So I just throw them in the town centre, and that's good. So I'm trying to build villagers and scout cavalry. I finally have the number of farms that would enable me to support this. Thank God. He's got a lot of skirms though, which I'm pretty scared about. And this time he goes in for round 2, and true to fashion, I continue to respond with absolute force here. I don't know if it was correct, but I see the tower go down, I'm just like, no more!
Yeah, but that's a correct play though, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they're towering you, you counter tower.
Yeah, I mean, like, he gets it up earlier than me, but I try and run interference with that. Well, he should have got it up earlier than me, but because of the scouts, he's forced to stop. And I get my tower up, and that's really, really good. At this point, I turn my scouts to actually do stand ground stance, which means they actually do what I tell them to do. And like, you can tell the difference, because then I get 3 villagers down, which is nice.
Yeah, that's something I need to get better at, is doing
and then
stand ground.
He tries to build this tower here. That's a bloody nuisance, that tower. But I protect my wood lines, and that's really important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've got these idle villagers that are doing nothing. Again, pain. Because I set my rally point to just be somewhere that isn't this town centre, because I realised that was dangerous.
Yeah. You still got one little idol there in the town centre as well.
Yeah, 2 in fact. And what's his base looking? Okay, his base is he's not really doing anything special with his base. He's not built any military buildings in it. He's building all of them forward.
It's just eco, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's not doing so well on his villager numbers either. Like I'm back up to 28. He's at 35 still. So like we developed a gap, but we've kept that gap. So then I build a blacksmith, because I'm just like, if I'm going scouts, I need to get the armor upgrade for my scouts. Build it next to my tower.
Isn't the blacksmith protecting one side of the tower? I
Yeah,
like it.
that was my thoughts. I see this archer range go up, and I'm just like, I'm not sure there's much I can do about this. I mean, I try and do something about this, but I don't know what I can do about this. Yeah, he responds almost instantly. And yeah, it's so I've now got like actually a fairly decent number of scouts, which is nice. And he's, because my town center is not, he's built this tower very stupidly in the range of my town center. Like that's going to go down like a, like a sack of poop.
So what's his plan now?
He's going to circle round, yeah, because he's worked out I'm on the gold, and very correctly he's just like, I've got to get him off. But this is actually the beginning of his end, because this is a misplay from him. So he builds the tower there, and I send the scouts in just to finish off that tower in the north. He sends his army round. Yeah, he builds another tower, and he starts killing my gold villagers. And this is a good play from him. This is absolutely what he should have been doing. He denied me of all of my gold, which really sucked. But look how much gold I have.
Yeah, we might not be a good shout here. Oh, there you go.
And that's exactly him attacking my gold made me look at my gold total. And when I looked at my gold total, I was like, hang on a minute, I'm playing the Saracens.
Yeah.
So like,
absolutely.
Yeah, so he's 10 villagers ahead now, which is scary. And oh my lord, like so many skirmishers. Like, okay, how many skirmishers is that? That is 12 skirmishers and a lot of villagers. So he tries to take me off this wood line, and some of these farms, which is a real pain. But what I do is immediately on it going up, I just buy a load of food. I'm just like, my way out of this is getting to Castle Age and building knights.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And just surviving until then. So I do everything in my power to get up to Castle Age at this point. Like, I stop building villagers, which I'm not sure is entirely wise, but like, I'm moving my villagers around to try and rebuild my farms. He's trying to bash in at the south, and that's terrifying. I see that going on. I'm just like, come on, hold.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be quite tight to you getting into castle as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm building archers. What am I thinking there? What idiocy is that? Like, that's a terrible move.
But like the unique thing about Age of Empires, it makes you panic like no one's ever known.
Yeah. Yeah, and that 2 archers come in. That's and at this point, I fully commit to my way out. Like, I build the second stable just there.
Yeah, good placement though.
Oh no, it's not me building archers. It's him. Sorry, I'm looking at him. Yeah, he's building archers. Yeah. And then, like, my one scout tries to run interference. I'm forced to pull back from here. Although I kill his spearman, I know that will be relevant in about 10 seconds.
Oh, he's going castle as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah. This is a bit of a scary moment for both of us, I think.
Well, because he probably did not expect you to get to castle, did he?
No. And then, boom. And then immediately on getting into castle, I get housed.
I was about to say, I thought you were going to say that, and immediately I started building knights, and I was going to be, no, not quite.
No, but what I do is I build the houses to protect my villagers on the wood line. I'm surprised he doesn't push here.
Little cuck is mining your stone.
Yeah, I punish him for that in a bit, don't worry. If you want some, like, justice catharsis, then, this is the game for it.
I want justice.
So, the knights are coming in now. I'm managing to build villagers because I've correctly rebalanced my economy, even if it's killing my villagers.
How much do you put your pants when you see him in castle?
I'm a bit like, but I also note that his entire army is skirmishers. So I'm just like, this is still fine. Because he has nothing that can deal with me. And he doesn't. He genuinely doesn't have a damn thing to deal with me.
So what's going on in his base currently?
Nothing.
Not much.
And I wipe out all of the villagers he put on stone. They all die. Yeah. And that brings us down to a slightly more serviceable place. I get my cavalry upgrades. I should have got the armor first, but I couldn't find the gold, so I just went for the attack upgrade. Yeah, just I'm literally just selling all of my wood just to keep the constant production of knights going.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I know what's important in this game now, and it's knights. These knights win me this game. And then I think, I don't know, like, he either disconnects, or he just realizes that I've potentially got one up on him there.
Oh, that's a satisfying win for you, for sure.
Yeah, just being able to hold that was very, very important. Yeah, so that was fun. If by fun you mean acutely stressful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was an absolute bloody nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds it, to be fair.
I think reflections from me is that I should have massed up my scouts a bit more. I sort of drip feed them in, and I think what I should have done was just like build up a group of like 5, and then sent them in with the villagers and used the villagers to kill the spearmen, and then the scouts to kill the skirmishers.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
That's what I should have done, but I sort of drip feed them in, which is fine. It keeps them off my back.
But a very admirable defense from Tower Rush, because I think most of the victories from Tower Rush just come from utter panic.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is just keeping calm, isn't it?
Yeah. And it was it was stressful, but it was I think having. I remember doing it, just being like, okay, just like take as much gold as you can from this one while you can. I remember thinking it, but I think it really paid off far more than I expected it to. Because like without
especially as you only have 4 tiles of wood, gold. Sorry.
yeah, like I milk those tiles of gold for everything they're worth. Without those I don't hit Castle Age. Joy of playing the Saracens. You get to market trade with relative impunity, which is always nice. Which is so that was so. What did you make of that? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, no, good. Like I say, really, I think I would absolutely capitulate on a tower rush, and I think that was very well defended. It's just not being afraid to use your villagers when they're going to be useful. I think that's probably a good learning point.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it was certainly learning for me. I hate using my villagers for combat, but in this game it just made sense to be like, right, fight fire with fire. Yeah, I think a lot of this gets avoided if I stuck, because Ben, you were privy to this monologue where I was going, do I go archers, do I go scouts, do I go archers, do I go scouts? And I think if I go scouts, just early on, commit to a 21 pop scout build, I don't think any of this happens. I think I just win.
A counter attack there would be absolutely brutal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think I just win if I just go full scouts and then maybe.
Although then he would have yeah.
I mean, he has the spin.
Access to your resources, then, wouldn't he?
How do you mean?
If you then send all your military away, he would then have full.
Oh no, I mean, not even counterattack. I don't even mean like attack him. I mean, just use my scouts to control the front of my base, and then once the front of my base is fully controlled, move up into his base.
Yeah.
Like that's why I think the scouts are important, because it would have allowed me to go up earlier and be more aggressive. Whereas in this game, I was basically, because of my slow feudal time, I was forced to be the passive partner in all of this.
Yeah.
Especially with the approach that he picked, I think going to skirmishers was a bad move. I'm not sure skirmishers was the right play. I think scouts backed up by a team of villagers was the correct play. And like
that reeks to me of just like a locked-in mindset. Like he's seen an archery range first thing. He's like, right, he's going to go archers. I'm then going to go skirmishers, and he's not really shifted his mindset from that.
Yeah, it does feel like that's exactly what he did. And I think eventually I need to get to Castle Age, but I did punish him for it.
Because he will probably win. I don't know, 70-80% of his games are tower rushing, because it panics people.
Yeah, it flusters people. That's how you get into their heads.
And imagine if you stay calm, as you did, then that is a perfect sort of antidote to it.
It's what I'm pretty good at dealing with tower rushers historically and ranked. I tend to win against them.
Humble brag.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're good at something, flaunt it, right? Oh, that implies I'm good at Age of Empires. I don't think that's true.
You're definitely the best of a bad bunch. I'll give you that.
I don't think that's fair, Ben. I think you're great.
Thanks, man.
You're terrible at Age of Empires, but I think you're great.
Wow. What a cocktail of emotions I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, you heard it here first on Team Siege Rhino on the OA series. So I think we're going to let you all go now. So
absolutely, yes. So we're going to try and do this for most of our ranked games, and that might be sort of flooding people with information. But I just think it's nice to sort of have a reflective sort of outlook on the games you play and the games you win, the games you lose. So
yeah, I mean, if nothing else, this is for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're watching this, great.
Love it.
And just quick note at the end. I think we are, semi-interested in streaming as well. So keep an eye out for that as well. That'll be
absolutely.
That'll be a good addition to do.
We'll line up with Twitch, become one of the thoughts. Do you think I'd get more views if I wear a mankini?
Well, that's for your OnlyFans, mate. That's not for now.
That's very, very true. Only $9.99 a month, boys.
I've been a member for at least 2 days, and I am already
out of material.
I feel sick.
Yeah. You did what with what?
An aubergine.
Ah!
Right, guys. Peace and love.
Cheerio. Bye.